networking in the last 6 months or so. And that's really key. It's very important. And not just the network, but then to follow up. And in doing that, making sure you have something to offer. It's not always calling somebody and say, oh, you got something for me? No, but but based on having conversations with them, there's something that you might hear, maybe it's an article you see based on a conversation you had with them, that you would let them know, oh, I heard this event is coming up, or I thought you'd be interested in this. But that's really how I've been able to grow my business, is through relationships.
What has been stated here, I think is very important, is education. You need to educate yourself in the business practices, what you need to do basically to open up any type business. And this community college is one of the best resources in getting that basic knowledge. I went to barbering school, cosmetology school, community college. I got the basics. Also, when I came out and came to Calvert County, moved here, I got involved in different organizations, commissions. I chaired the first SBDC, Small Business Development Advisory Council, in the Southern Maryland region. So I had the basic, I got the knowledge of it. The technical knowledge that most businesses need is how to go into business, how to network, how to talk to people, how to find out what I need to do for my particular business. In SBDC, they also have a library of different type businesses, over 100 businesses. They have books on the resources of information of every type business you might want to go into. Then they have an addition called SCORE, of old retired individuals that you can talk to and get information about the particular business that you're into. If you don't seek that kind of information, many people have skills, mechanical skills or ideas. But if you don't get the business foundation of how to implement, to proceed with the business process and growing your business with those skills. And another thing with that, don't be selfish and think that you can do everything by yourself. You gotta learn how to delegate. You gotta have trust in your fellow man that you work with to help you. Your business will not grow. And I just want to add all of that component to it too as well, because a lot of people want to keep business close to the breast. You can't grow. I don't care what kind of business it is. Consulting, retail, service, whatever. You got to have trust in your fellow man, fellow person, I don't say man, but fellow person in their intellect. But you got to learn to have trust. And if you don't do that, utilize your community colleges. I got representatives here from SBDC and all that good junk to share information. Utilize your educational opportunities. If you don't, you'll be by the wayside. Your ideas can just float away from you if you don't network and get the education that you need to progress.
Real quick, because I just want to stress something he was saying. A lot of times, okay, you have this great idea, right? And you have the technical aptitude for that idea. You want to open up a bakery, you want to own a nail salon or whatever it is. You have that, but where a lot of businesses fail is because they don't have the business part. And like he was saying, the small business development, I still use SBDC. I'm going to use every free resource I can find, or if it costs $50, that's fine. But you really need to use those resources. And the other thing I wanted to say was, because at one point, I got to a point where I said, you know what? I didn't go to school to become an accountant. So I need to get an accountant. I can't keep doing this stuff over and over. Worrying about taxes and worrying about bookkeeping and all, I just can't do that. And I tried for a long, long time, but at some point, if you want to be a success, you have to know where you stop and where you begin. And one thing he was talking about relationships, I just talked to someone earlier today. I was saying, when we come into the world, we're all dependent, right? We're babies, we need somebody to take care of us. But then the world teaches us that we are to be independent. But in actuality, we're created to be interdependent. And so it's very important that we learn to tap into the different resources. You may have someone here that knows how to do web design, and you need a web page, and you can barter services from each other. You might know how to do something else that leverage, that they can leverage. So So it's not always about spending a lot of money, but it is about putting together a good plan, networking, getting to know people. And I love what you were saying earlier about the no's, because you're going to get a lot of no's. And it can get discouraging. But you have to find those cheerleaders that you can put in your circle that says, you know what, you can do it, go for it, you know, blah, blah, blah. Don't listen to the naysayers. Those are people you just have to say, you know what, they don't see what I see. And I think somebody said something earlier about risk taking. I mean, I had people in my family always say, well, don't you think you should get a job? and you know what I tell everyone, look at the last 3 to 5 years. There was a lot of people with jobs. And those days of working somewhere for 20, 30 years, collecting a pension, are not, it's no guarantee. It's no guarantee. But, you know, I just say pursue your dreams, dream hard, dream really hard, and know that there's going to be delays, there may be denials, there may be some difficulties, but the dream will come to pass. And success equals when preparation meets opportunity. So in the season of when you're waiting, that's when you prepare. Just prepare. Learn all you can learn, talk to all the different people, and just start putting your plan together and save your pennies or do whatever you have to do, but to prepare in this season.
I just want to say really quick, don't let money be your issue, because as I've learned of being in the business world and still working for somebody else, there's options with companies that will pay for you to go to school. It may be what you're doing, but look further into the classes, because as I've learned, you can kind of take another class and it still coordinates with what you're doing in the professional world. So don't let money be a hindrance or going back to school.
You know what I wanted to share about if you're trying to figure out how to regain the dream, or how do I even figure out what it is that I used to love that I thought was too far-fetched to endeavor in, do a vision board. Like, and I never wanted to waste my time. This was my mindset. You know, you get invited to vision board parties. Now I'm thinking, I don't have time for this, but I went to, and you don't have to go to a party, get your own vision board and put on there. So we had this vision board party and had all these magazines and literally took the time to cut out words, pictures of dreams, whether you thought they were so far-fetched yourself or whether it's something that you were already involved in but you wanted to grow it larger. Put them all on the board, and while I was cutting them, I was still thinking, this is like cut and paste kindergarten, I didn't enjoy it then. But once I was finished, it literally was my heart's desire on this board. So I do have it in my room, doesn't match the decor, we have decor, but it says what I want in my personal relationships, it says what I want in my business relationships, what I want that's far-fetched. I'm not going to tell you all of them, but do it because it works. Then you give yourself a goal in 6 months. What can I do to get halfway there, quarter there, or completely there? Do it for yourself. We are worth the investment. If you don't do it, my dad said nobody else will, but somebody else will. Right. I share with my daughter, Chick-fil-A, the owners of Chick-fil-A, how many no's did he get? Hundreds, literally. People thought the millionaires were crazy when they came up with inventions and wanted to start certain businesses. They told them no, oh, that's ridiculous. If you are your only cheerleader, be your only cheerleader, because once you get on top of your game, you'll have many more cheerleaders. So just constantly believe in yourself. Dream.
Yes, a question.
Yes, hi, I'm Lynn Gillis. I'm a Calvert County Public School employee. I teach business subjects at Huntingtown High School. And 2 of my former students are here, including your daughter. And I took notes on everything you were saying. I teach banking, credit, and financial planning, economics. We have entrepreneurship, e-commerce, accounting 1, record keeping, business law. I'm also a business owner, and I work every day inspiring young people to own their own business, and I try to provide the skill to help them get there or study business in college. But what I'm finding is that business courses are being reduced to almost nothing, and the focus has changed from the top down to AP this or that. And if you were on the State Department of Education, would you recommend that business subjects on the high school level be given a higher status or more emphasis, and be given the same weight as the core subjects, English, science, math, and social studies, where a lot of kids take all those classes. When they go to college, they're a business major, yet they're not prepared because they didn't take the business subjects in high school.
I would concur with that. I was a strong advocate with the Calvert Career Center, VOTEC. You know, we've gotten away now, everything is IT. What about, you still need homes built? You still need plumbers, electricians, but there are some schools, I don't know, I have been at the Career Center in Calvert County, but they have an entrepreneur program in the Career Center. Because they need to teach these young people, just because you decide to go into auto mechanics, carpentry, plumbing, there are entrepreneur opportunities. It's not just an IT. It's not talked about enough. All we talk about is graduating, going to Vic, and not talk about entrepreneurship. I think there need to be a coordination of entrepreneurship programs from throughout the school, because there's no commitment with any private sector or government today as far as a 30-year